Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and today's video is going to be my review on the Huda Beauty Dessert Dusk palette, and I'm going to also show you this quick look I did at the end of the video if you want to see me actually use it. So I've had this palette now for a while, and today is the first day I actually used it, so I have my thoughts and opinions on the shades that I did use. I will be swatching every shade in here for you guys, so if you want to see that, then just keep watching. This palette is absolutely stunning when you look at it. The colors in here are vibrant and gorgeous. I mean, exactly the colors that you would see in a, I guess, desert sunset. It does come with 18 shades and 4 different formulas, so you do get a good variety of, you know, textures and pigmentations and just formulas in this. And in this, you do get 1 glitter shade, you get 8 creamy matte shades, and 6 shimmery shades, and then 3 actual duochrome shades. This palette is beautiful. I have one of the duochrome on my eyes today, which is this color here, which is Twilight. Honestly, that and Retrograde over here is the, wait, that's not right. Retrograde right here is the reason I bought this palette. I love duochrome purples. I think they're just stunningly gorgeous. So the shades that I did use in this palette, let me see, what are they? Today I used Eden, Blazing, Amethyst, and Twilight in today's look. I loved absolutely every single one of them. I have no complaints on the shades that I have used. Each and every one of them was extremely pigmented. The mattes blended beautifully, great pigmentation, not like too crazy to where you can't blend them out. They blend really, really pretty. I love the mattes that I used in the shade, and of course I haven't used every single one in this palette on my eyes, but I will be swatching them for you. The only issue that I really had while doing my makeup was the Twilight shade, the duochrome that I have all over my lids. When I used it with a MAC 242 brush, and it really wasn't picking up the product very well, so I ended up using my finger, and that just gave me instant pigmentation. And with the brush, I did spray it with a setting spray to kind of give it more, and it didn't really do anything. But using my finger made a huge difference, and it came off beautifully. Personally, I don't like using my fingers, but if a shadow's this beautiful, then I will do what I gotta do to make it work. So the only other downside is it doesn't really have a brow bone highlight for me. What I have on my brow bone here is Beam from the Jaclyn Hill palette. It's what I use nearly every single day. So I like this. I think it is worth the money from what I've used. I'm obviously going to continue to play with it more and more, and if anything changes, if there's any colors that I think are crap, I will let you know in a future video. But let's go ahead and jump into the swatches. Alright, the first set of swatches from my watch to my knuckles is Desert Sand, Musk, Eden, Amber, Blood Moon, and Ode. And let me just say, Blood Moon is amazing. That's one swipe that was fully pigmented, gorgeous. Some of these did come off feeling a little drier than others. Nonetheless, they were all very pigmented and swatched very nicely. I did go over Desert Sand a few times just because it's so close to my natural skin tone that it was really kind of hard to see on my skin. But that Blood Moon, like, wow, I'm definitely playing with that next. Okay, the next row, I kind of ran out of room, so Retrograde, which is the last one, is at the top. And the first one is Celestial, which swatched beautifully. Nefertiti did take some work building up the swatch and was a little bit crumbly. Twilight, again, a little bit crumbly, but swatched really beautifully. And as I said earlier, it works wonderful on the eye as long as you use a finger. Amethyst, which is this really gorgeous purple shade, it did not swatch very well on the back of the hand and felt pretty dry and crumbly upon swatching it, but I used it on my eyes today and it works great with a brush, and I like it on the eyes, and as you know, I don't think swatches really tell you the performance of the shadow. It's just more to show you the color. Royal was like swatching butter, very buttery, very nice. Retrograde swatched really kind of scarcely. I did have to go back over it like 2 or 3 times. It felt a little bit drier than Twilight, but it's still beautiful. I just think maybe you need to use a glitter glue and pack it on with your finger. All right, the next row from my watch to my knuckles is Cashmere, which swatched like butter. Angelic is the second one, also swatched like butter. Actually, all of these swatched like butter except for the third one, which is Cosmo, which is basically just glitter. And it feels like crumbly, crunchy, sandy glitter. So I would recommend obviously using a glitter glue, but as you can see, it is absolutely stunning. It is beautiful. Turkish Delight is stunning. It did get a little bit crumbly during first swatch at the top, or I guess when I'm showing this, it's more at the bottom. But again, very, very beautiful. And felt very buttery and soft. Saffron swatched beautifully, soft, pigmented, that's one swatch. And then Blazing, which is right on my knuckles, which is that pretty orange shade that I also used in the tutorial. That swatch beautiful. That is one swatch on my knuckle as well. All right, guys, so that was all the swatches. Like I said in the swatches, some of them did come off a little bit crumbly, and some of them did feel a little bit drier than some of the others. But I didn't notice a difference in the swatches, even whether they were dry or buttery, they still swatched really well. The shades that I did use on my eye crumbled while I swatched them on here, but performed beautifully on my eyes for this look, which you'll see in just a second. We'll go ahead and go over to the tutorial, but I think I'm gonna be in love with this palette. Is it worth $65? Probably not. I do think it is very overpriced, but if it's something that you think you would like and you would use all the time, and these are colors that you would really enjoy and you just kind of want to treat yourself, I would recommend it. I don't think you're going to be disappointed. I just wish the price point wasn't so high. But these, again, I'll show you one more time. They are beautiful shades. They work so well with each other. I'm definitely very much so inspired by this palette. I'm going to be playing with this every single day. I love the look that I came up with today. I used orange and purples, and they're kind of my 2 favorite colors to pair together. They blended easily. They didn't become muddy when I blended, and I blended a lot because I kept adding a little bit at a time of the purple because I didn't want to go too crazy, but you'll see that in the tutorial. So my final thoughts are, I like it. If you want to spend the money and you think you will use these shades, then I do recommend going and getting it. And again, I don't think you'll be disappointed. So if you want to see how I created this look with this palette, then go ahead and keep watching. All right, guys, the first shade we're going in with is Eden with a Morphe M441 brush, and just blending that all over the crease. This is going to be our transition shade. And I went back and forth quite a few times and built up that pigmentation. I just didn't show it a lot here. Okay, now we're going in with Blazin', which is a really pretty orangey pigmented color, and we're going in with the E25 brush from Sigma and just blending that all in the crease and the outer V, making another transition from the first shade. Now we are going to go in with Amethyst, which is probably one of my favorite colors in this palette, and I forget the name of this brush. It's a tiny little Sigma brush, but it's my favorite for doing outer V work, and that's what we're doing. I went back and forth quite a few times with this. I didn't add it all in because it was a lot. Like, I just kept building and building. Now I'm going in with the shade Twilight. As you saw, I sprayed my brush with Urban Decay All Nighter spray. It didn't really make a difference, so you'll see me start to use my finger here instead. And this worked so much better. The pigmentation was absolutely gorgeous, and I easily achieved the look that I wanted to achieve with it. So I recommend using your fingers with these duochrome shades. Now I'm just going in and adding more of that amethyst color because I lost a little bit of it using my finger, so I'm just deepening that up. And then just taking the first clean brush that we used in the beginning, I didn't add anything else to it, and blending it out a little more. Then adding the color Beam from the Jaclyn Hill Morphe palette to my brow bones. And now I'm just tightlining my waterline. I like doing black in the lines, even though I have small eyes. I don't care. I think it makes it look more sultry and sexy and dramatic. So do it if you want to do it. If not, you can put a white liner there, or any color really. Now going back in with Amethyst and the flat definer brush from Sigma, I'm just going to press that into my lower lash line and blend it. And then we are going to go back in with the color Blazin' and blend that out with a little Sigma pencil brush. And then I'm going to go back in again with that Amethyst shade in the flat definer brush and press more color in because I wanted it more dramatic. Now just, of course, adding some mascara and then adding some blush. I'm just using my favorite go-to blush, which is Exposed by Tarte. It goes with absolutely everything. And then I'm using the Cover FX Custom Cover Drops in Celestial and just using that with a damp beauty blender to highlight my cheeks. As you can see, I did my liner and lashes off camera. I forgot to mention that. You guys have seen me do that 100 times. It's not really part of the tutorial. So I just kind of did it off camera. Now I'm just using Stone by Dose of Colors. I figured this would be a really pretty lip color to pair with this look, and we're all done. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I love you guys, and I'll see you again real soon. Bye-bye.